Right now, the universe is moving in ways you cannot yet see. Hidden forces are shifting, aligning, and preparing a path that has been waiting for you. For those who are ready, for those chosen, the signs are already here. But the timing is precise, silent, unstoppable. Delays are not denials. Every pause, every moment of waiting is a secret lesson, a quiet shaping of power that will appear when the world is ready to witness it. And in this journey, you will discover the deeper rhythm of life, how the world conspires in silence, how patience sharpens the mind, and how presence alone becomes a tool of mastery. You will learn why what seems like hesitation is actually preparation, why every test you encounter is part of a higher order, and how embracing this truth transforms fear into clarity and chaos into purpose. Through the lens of Shaolin philosophy, we will explore truths hidden from common understanding. Secrets of the mind, the body, and the spirit converge when you practice stillness, when you trust the subtle flow of destiny, and when you cultivate the discipline to wait with awareness. These are not lessons of force, but of alignment, of being fully awake while the world rushes blindly past. By the end of this video, you will understand why divine timing is never accidental, why readiness matters more than action, and why what is about to happen cannot be hidden any longer. This is a call to those who seek not just to witness life, but to master it. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire. If your spirit resonates with clarity, if your heart is ready for truth, subscribe now and step into a journey that challenges, transforms, and awakens. There is a kind of knowing that cannot be spoken. True clarity comes not from words, not from advice, not from endless searching, but from silence. In the quiet, the mind sheds its endless chatter. Thoughts that pull in every direction begin to settle, and a stillness arises that is deeper than any moment you have felt awake. This stillness is not emptiness. It is a field of awareness, wide and calm, where insight moves like a gentle current. Mindfulness teaches us to step back, to let the world's noise, the clamor of opinions, the pressure of expectations, the endless internal arguments fade into the background. When you stop reacting, when you stop chasing every impulse, a different kind of vision appears. You see patterns where before there was only chaos. You feel the subtle currents guiding your choices, the silent urgencies that matter most. The path ahead is never hidden. It only waits for your attention to settle. Ancient practitioners understood this long before it was called mindfulness. Shaolin monks would rise before dawn, sitting in motionless meditation, letting their breath anchor them while the world slept. In that quiet, they trained more than their bodies. They trained perception, patience, and the ability to act from clarity rather than impulse. Discipline was not about forcing the mind into obedience, but about creating space where truth could reveal itself naturally. The lesson is simple. Stillness is strength. The mind that can endure silence without distraction is the mind that can move mountains. The discipline to remain present, even when nothing seems to happen, prepares you to recognize opportunity, to respond with precision, and to live with an unshakable sense of purpose. In silence, you do not escape the world, you meet it fully, awake and aware, guided by a wisdom that speaks only to those willing to listen. Every moment presents a choice, though most pass unnoticed. Shaolin monks understand this deeply. They do not simply move through life reacting to what comes. Each step, each gesture, each breath is deliberate. To act consciously is to hold a mirror to your impulses, to see them clearly before deciding whether they will serve you or enslave you. Reaction is easy. Conscious action is mastery. Desires are powerful. They stir quickly, demanding attention, urging movement, whispering promises of satisfaction. Most of life is spent chasing them, surrendering to the momentum of wants. But power grows in the space between impulse and action. In that pause, you find freedom. In that pause, you decide. Shaolin training is built on cultivating this pause, strengthening the mind so it can observe without being swept away. Ancient teachings remind us that the body can act without the mind, but the mind cannot act without presence. A monk may perform feats of strength, yet the true achievement lies in restraint, in the ability to remain unmoved by fleeting cravings, Discipline is not punishment. It is the art of shaping the self, of aligning intention with action. Every controlled step, every quiet moment of patience reinforces the inner axis of power. When you master your desires, you reclaim energy that would otherwise scatter in countless directions. Decisions are no longer driven by urgency or fear, but by clarity and purpose. Life becomes a series of intentional movements rather than reactions to circumstance. The world may pull at you from every side, but a mind trained to respond consciously holds its center. Strength, calm and precision emerge naturally when desire no longer dictates your path. In this way, inner mastery is not a goal, it is the living rhythm of a disciplined, awakened life. Discipline is often misunderstood. Many believe it is a force of sheer will, a relentless push to achieve more, to conquer, to dominate. But true discipline is quieter, subtler. It is the practice of showing up, day after day, even when desire has left the room and motivation feels distant. It is not about the fire that blazes brightly for a moment, but the steady warmth that endures through every season. Shaolin teachings speak to this deeply. Monks rise before the sun, perform their rituals, train their bodies, and return to stillness, not because they are driven by excitement, but because they understand the power of consistency. Each repetition is a brick laid in the foundation of character. Each small act, repeated without fanfare, builds resilience that cannot be shaken by circumstance or temptation. Strength grows not in bursts, but in the patient accumulation of mindful effort. When motivation fades, showing up becomes an act of mastery. It is a quiet confrontation with weakness, a gentle assertion that your future self matters more than temporary feelings. Discipline shapes not just what you do, but who you become. It creates an inner structure that holds under pressure, a spine of integrity that cannot bend to chaos. Ancient perspectives remind us that the greatest warriors were not the ones who fought hardest, but the ones who trained steadily, without distraction or complaint, who honored the process over immediate results. Real power lives in this steadiness. Life will test you, opportunities will come and go, and challenges will rise without warning. The mind that has learned to show up consistently, even when it aches to stop, will move through the world with calm authority. Discipline at its heart is not a punishment or a burden. It is the quiet force that transforms ordinary actions into unshakable mastery. Time is often treated as a river we chase, always moving toward what's next. Yet life does not live in the future, nor does it dwell in the past. It only exists in this moment, in the breath that rises and falls, in the quiet awareness of what is present. To notice this is to step off the treadmill of distraction and meet reality as it truly is. Mindful awareness is the key. When the mind is scattered, opportunities slip past unnoticed, hidden in the folds of ordinary moments. A chance encounter, a fleeting insight, a quiet shift in circumstance, all are invisible to the restless mind. But when attention settles, when the heart and mind are fully awake to the now, life's subtle guidance becomes clear. The smallest details hold significance. The faintest whispers of intuition become audible, and the path forward is illuminated without force or struggle. Shaolin training teaches this with precision. A monk in meditation is not idle. Every breath, every heartbeat, every gesture is observed and refined. The practice is not about escaping the world, but about immersing fully in it without the distortion of thought or expectation. Awareness transforms ordinary actions into intentional movements. It trains the mind to see the patterns, the openings, and the flow that others overlook. The discipline of presence cultivates patience and clarity simultaneously. Life's most profound lessons arrive in moments you might otherwise ignore, yet they carry the power to transform your direction entirely. By grounding yourself in the now, you release the weight of regret and worry, allowing intuition and discernment to guide each step. This is mastery, the ability to recognize what matters and act from alignment rather than impulse or distraction. In the stillness of awareness, the world's hidden opportunities reveal themselves and life unfolds with purpose and precision. The path of those who are chosen is rarely clear. Shadows stretch across the road. Twists and turns appear without warning, and the destination often remains unseen. This uncertainty can unsettle the mind, stir doubt, and tempt hesitation. Yet it is precisely in this unknown that growth and mastery are forged. The journey is not about certainty, it is about presence, awareness, and courage. Shaolin teachings offer a guide for this. Calm courage is not the absence of fear, but the quiet strength to step forward despite it. Monks train to move deliberately, trusting their practice even when the outcome is invisible. Each step is grounded in discipline, each breath anchors the mind, and every movement is rooted in awareness rather than blind reaction. In this way, the uncertain path becomes a field of learning rather than a source of anxiety. History whispers of countless moments where unseen paths reveal destiny only to those willing to walk with steady focus. The road may twist, opportunities may hide, and trials will appear. But courage does not wait for perfect conditions. It is cultivated in small, consistent acts of presence, in choices made moment by moment, in the commitment to continue even when the world feels unclear. This is the essence of inner mastery, embracing the unknown without losing oneself. When you move with calm courage, you align with forces larger than your comprehension. The path unfolds not because it is safe, but because your awareness and intention guide each step. Fear loses its grip, hesitation dissolves, and clarity emerges from motion itself. Life tests those who walk this path, but it rewards those who cultivate the steady courage to continue, step by step, breath by breath, ready for whatever the road brings. Solitude carries a reputation it does not deserve. Many mistake it for emptiness, a void to be feared or filled. Yet the greatest transformations in history, in spirit, and in skill have emerged from quiet reflection. Solitude is not loneliness, it is the crucible in which the mind, the body, and the heart are refined. In the stillness of being alone, distractions fall away. There is no clamor to respond to, no demand for performance, no external applause. The mind begins to sort itself, like sediment settling in clear water. Thoughts that once clouded judgment drift to the surface and dissipate. In that calm, clarity emerges naturally, revealing truths that cannot be taught, only discovered. Shaolin philosophy honors this practice. Monks spend long hours in meditation, in motionless observation, and in the discipline of solitude. These moments are not idleness, they are preparation. The mind learns to see clearly, to act decisively, and to resist the pull of fleeting desires. In solitude, patience deepens, self-awareness sharpens, and character strengthens. Each quiet moment becomes a teacher, each pause a doorway to understanding. The lessons of solitude extend beyond the walls of the temple. Life's challenges are less intimidating when met from a foundation of inner calm. Decisions are clearer, intentions are purer, and the path forward becomes visible. True purpose is revealed not in noise or distraction, but in the measured quiet where the heart aligns with what matters most. Those who embrace solitude learn a subtle power, the ability to move through the world without needing constant input or validation. Strength grows inwardly, wisdom rises naturally, and presence becomes a shield and a guide. Solitude, in its silent intensity, transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary, turning moments of stillness into the forge of mastery. Life is not a path of ease. Obstacles appear sometimes suddenly, sometimes in quiet persistence, testing patience, resolve, and clarity. Yet every difficulty carries a lesson, a hidden message waiting to be understood. The world does not challenge without reason, and the mind that can see beyond frustration finds insight where others see only struggle. Shaolin philosophy teaches that trials are not punishments, they are mirrors. They reflect the state of the mind, revealing where discipline falters, where attachment binds, and where fear or desire clouds judgment. By observing challenges without resistance, the practitioner begins to see the patterns of their own inner world. Each setback becomes a teacher, each hardship a doorway to self-knowledge. Mindfulness amplifies this practice. When attention is steady, when the mind observes without reacting, the lesson of the obstacle emerges naturally. A sharp word, a sudden change, a personal failure, each event can reveal a truth about patience, focus, or intention. The key is not to escape difficulty, but to meet it fully, calmly, and without illusion. In doing so, the mind learns to act with discernment rather than impulse. Ancient masters understood that growth is forged in friction. The body and spirit strengthen not through comfort, but through resistance. By turning trials into mirrors, we uncover where strength is lacking, where wisdom is needed, and where clarity has yet to settle. Challenges cease to be mere interruptions and instead become essential steps in the cultivation of mastery. When this understanding takes root, obstacles lose their power to intimidate. They become guidance, shaping character, focus, and presence. Life, in all its difficulty, transforms into a teacher. Each challenge faced with awareness is not a burden. It is a gift, a chance to refine the self, to deepen understanding, and to move forward with unwavering clarity. Mastery is not a fragment of life. It cannot exist in one corner while neglecting the rest. True mastery is holistic. It weaves the mind, the body, and the spirit into a single coherent flow. When thoughts, actions, and intentions move in harmony, a person becomes more than human. They become a living instrument of purpose, precise and unwavering in every movement. Shaolin philosophy emphasizes this integration. A monk's training is not simply physical or intellectual. It is a careful cultivation of unity. Every motion, every breath, every choice is guided by awareness and intention. Strength without mindfulness is recklessness. Knowledge without action is wasted. Action without clarity is misdirected. Only when these elements converge does mastery emerge. Holistic mastery requires discipline across all aspects of life. The mind must remain attentive, the body resilient, and the heart aligned with principle. When temptation or distraction arises, the integrated self acts naturally, without hesitation or conflict. This alignment produces an effortless strength, a quiet authority, and a presence that shapes the environment rather than being shaped by it. Ancient teachings remind us that the world tests this alignment constantly. External challenges, unexpected trials, and internal doubts serve as mirrors, revealing whether thought, action, and intention truly coincide. A life lived partially awake, divided by impulse or distraction, will falter. But one lived in unity flows with the current of purpose, navigating obstacles with calm precision and clarity. When mastery is holistic, each day becomes practice, each interaction a lesson, and each decision a reflection of inner truth. You no longer act against yourself, nor are you swept by circumstance. You move with awareness, your presence intentional, your path clear. In this state, life is not merely endured, it is conducted like a symphony, each note resonant, purposeful, and in harmony with the whole. Sometimes, life moves in ways that feel almost impossible, as if invisible hands are guiding events toward a single point. These are the moments when the universe conspires quietly, orchestrating circumstances, encounters, and decisions so that what is meant to happen cannot be stopped. Timing, preparation, and intention converge, and suddenly what was once hidden becomes undeniable. Yet, recognition of these moments requires more than luck. It demands inner alignment. A mind that is scattered, a heart weighed by doubt, cannot see the threads connecting opportunity and purpose. Readiness is cultivated through patience, discipline, and the steady refinement of self. Those who have trained their awareness, who have mastered impulse and nurtured presence, sense when the world shifts in their favor. They recognize the openings, the subtle signals, and the precise moments when action transforms destiny. Shaolin philosophy teaches that the outer world reflects the inner state. When the mind is clear, the body disciplined, and intention aligned with principle, the path ahead reveals itself. Every challenge overcome, every hour of stillness, every act of mindful practice prepares the ground for this unveiling. The universe does not force itself upon the unready, it waits, quietly testing until the individual is prepared to receive and act. In these moments, God can't keep the secret anymore. What was once unseen, uncertain, or delayed bursts into visibility. It is not mere chance, It is the culmination of readiness meeting opportunity, of inner mastery aligning with higher order. The chosen path emerges not by accident, but by preparation, awareness, and calm courage. Recognizing it, moving with it, and acting in harmony with it is the gift of discipline and presence. Life, in its quiet orchestration, rewards those who have prepared to see, to understand, and to step fully into what is meant to be. The path of the chosen is never loud or hurried. It moves quietly, with patience, awareness, and disciplined effort. Every moment of stillness, every act of conscious choice, and every challenge faced with calm courage is preparation for what is destined to arrive. These are not just virtues to admire, they are the tools that shape your ability to step fully into your purpose. When your inner mastery aligns with divine timing, the world reveals its truths. Opportunities appear, challenges transform into guidance, and what was once hidden becomes clear. You are ready, not because life has favored you, but because you have prepared yourself through consistent presence, clarity, and discipline. Carry this lesson into each day. Notice the small moments where patience matters, where awareness can guide your choices, and where courage allows you to act despite uncertainty. Let your actions reflect your alignment, and let your stillness strengthen your insight. In doing so, you move through life not as a bystander, but as a participant fully awake to the unfolding of destiny. Thank you for joining this journey. If this message resonates, if your spirit seeks clarity and inner strength, subscribe to Shaolin Soulfire and step deeper into the practice of mindful mastery. Peace, presence, and purpose are within your reach. Embrace them with quiet confidence.